What's going on, YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Batman Superman World's Finest, issue number 37, The Tides of War. So this is the final part of this little Aquaman storyline we've got here with Jason Woodrue, the Floronic Man, taking over the green at the bottom of the ocean, coercing these different Atlantean type people into the confines of war with some sort of infection and all that too, causing chaos and trying to grasp for power because there's all this magic at the bottom of the ocean. And we also had one of Superman's exes kind of kissing him in the moment in front of her husband, mind you, which ooh, that's not a good look. And Superman's like, whoa, 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 no, I'm a taken man, Lori. So that was kind of one of those moments there, and that causes some tension. I don't think we necessarily needed that in this thing. I'm like, it's just kind of forced drama. But anyway, so there's some cool looking artwork in this thing, and we have Floronic Man taking over Swamp Thing, and he's a real big threat, but eventually the heroes and that all have to kind of work together to find a means to stop him. There's Lori kind of feeling regret over what she did, and yes, you did. You're married lady, and you're kissing Superman and all that in front of your husband. That calls for a divorce and no alimony payments or anything like that there. But hey, they're gonna make up by the end of the issue. Floronic Man's proves to be a pretty tough threat, but eventually the heroes do find a way to kind of stop him, and then he's kind of locked away towards the end of the issue. And then we get her and her husband, they kind of reconcile a bit towards the end of the thing. Superman and her also leave on good terms, and we also kind of set the stage for what's to come. It says, next, the epic chapter in the DC All-In saga begins with Chapter 1 of the World's Finest Justice League Unlimited crossover, We Are Yesterday. So it was only a matter of time before Mark Waid decided to kind of tie these two books in together, which there was that nod in Justice League Unlimited that tied back into this thing, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, so this is a fun little story arc. I didn't really care much for, Superman and the whole cheating angle right there too. I mean, if your husband's like, oh, well, just okay, we'll get back together. It just that felt kind of forced, unnecessary drama within the thing. So I didn't really much care for that stuff, but I liked the artwork. It was cool seeing them kind of fight on. It was cool seeing a Batman related comic book where they're underwater in the Atlantean kind of stuff, and just some of the stuff he can kind of do with that. I don't really read much in terms of Aquaman stuff. I'll be honest. When was the last time you saw me cover an Aquaman issue on the channel? It's been quite a while, but I feel like I really should try to get into reading more Aquaman stuff from time to time. So especially considering all the tie-ins to what all of that other stuff is going on, I suppose. But yeah, some cool looking artwork in here. A simple little adventure where they're underwater and all that too. Cool to see Swamp Thing and all that, I guess, but nothing mind-blowing or anything like that. But you can see it's starting to get ready to kind of add little threads. Okay, here we go. We got some of the Atlantis stuff established within Mark Waid's own little continuity bubble that he's been kind of building together. Now let's go ahead and set the stage for this whole crossover between this book and Justice League Unlimited. And since they cover both books, it'll tie together nice and smoothly. So I feel like he hasn't really done that since the beginning of World's Finest, when we did the whole Devil Neza thing tying into Batman versus Robin. And then we have whatever this all-in book that they got planned coming up in the near future with this whole all-in whatever they're going to do or whatever. So, but yeah, so overall this was a fine issue. Not my favorite in World's Finest, but definitely not the worst. Some cool moments in it and perfectly servable stuff. Didn't care much for the Superman and his ex sort of kissing thing going on there. Felt kind of forced in the moment sort of stuff. Yeah, Superman, but come on, lady, you're married. Control yourself. Just don't be that. So, and then the whole reconcile thing just felt kind of fast, and why do we really need that? So it just felt like forced drama, and just come on, we can do better than that. So yeah, but other than that, totally fine stuff. And I'm ready to see it tie into Justice League Unlimited and kind of cross it all over again. So hopefully some really cool big stuff is on the way. But anyways, what did you all think of this issue? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with friends, subscribe to the channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all that other fun stuff. And that's going to wrap it up for the DC comic reviews for this week. It's going to be done within a span of 2 days, as opposed to what usually takes me sometimes a whole week to kind of catch up. But I'm glad that it's kind of all done now, and I'm ready to get prepared. I think next week Batman Hush 2 is going to release, so I got to reread Hush and all that other stuff. So I'm looking forward to all that. But I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.